Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another Watchalong. Barcelona versus Mallorca in La Liga. Barcelona playing these games every 3 to 4 days, guys. So many games so far in the fixture list. And Hansi Flick for tonight's match, he did field a very heavily rotated lineup. Now, this was to be sort of expected because Barcelona, guys, we're going to be playing this weekend against Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey final. And so Hansi Flick, he does need to freshen up the squad. We've seen a Barcelona, very lackluster Barcelona, against Borussia Dortmund and against Celta Vigo. So it's completely understandable why he would want to rotate, keep the squad fresh. And the lineup for tonight's match, you have CEST in goal. Hector Ford getting a much needed start. Hector Ford at left back. Now this is interesting because I would have actually started him at right back, but Hansi Flick opting to go for Hector Ford in that left back position, and then fielding Raujo in that right back position. In the center backs, you have Inigo Martinez and Eric Garcia. In the midfield, Pedri and Gavi. This is something that I really do like. And up top, you have Fati, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, and Ferran. Now this is what Foot Mob has to say, but on ESPN, they actually have Hector Ford as the right back and Inigo Martinez as the left back. And so we're going to be seeing, what the actual, I would say, lineup is going to be. But Mallorca fighting for European spots. They have a ton of injuries as of right now. If you can see right here, injured player. You have Momoriki, Navarro, okay, Paulo Maffeo, Daniel Rodriguez. Okay, so you have some big absences for tonight's match. But it's going to be a tough game, guys. It's going to be a tough game. Hopefully Barcelona are able to get the result and just move on. What's up, NJ? So they're gonna make Inigo run a lot, basically. We're gonna have to see like where Inigo Martinez plays, like if he plays in the left back position or does he play in the center back. We're going to see. I believe Barca for the win, Ansu Fati for the goal, and didn't know Real Madrid have a 3-day rest period before Copa del Rey. Yeah, they actually play tomorrow, so they play against Getafe tomorrow. They're gonna have less, like 1 day less of rest, basically. And, looking at the lineup, there's two players who are going to have a huge night. You're looking at Hector Ford and you're looking at Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati starting for Barcelona. It's going to be a big game for him. Big night. Let's see how it goes. Right there. All right.
Pope Francis, of course, was a massive soccer fan, wasn't he? A fan of the Argentine team San Lorenzo. And remembered here, I saw the Barcelona handball team recognized before kickoff. They've just won a title. There's Robert Lewandowski looking on from up on high. He actually missed the game against Mallorca in December too, but that was a coach's decision. This time around, a hamstring strain keeping him out for what could be 2 to 3 weeks, seems to be the general prognosis, Alex. So a chance for Ferran Torres to try and turn his number 7 shirt into a number 9.
Yeah, and swapping positions many occasions with Dani Olmo, who can also play as a false 9. Plenty of possibilities for Hansi Flick for replacing Lewandowski. None is obviously as powerful.
Okay, so it's Hector Ford
as the Polish striker.
Well, Mallorca with the flag staying down on the front foot immediately.
So it is Hector Ford in the left back position. Eric Garcia actually has the right back. Okay.
Didn't take Mallorca long to pierce that high line defensively of Barcelona. We saw Celta Vigo do it so effectively over the weekend.
And Adrian, we kind of solved the puzzle. Eric Garcia will be the right back, Araujo right center back, Inigo Martinez his main position, left center back, and Hector Ford, here he is on the ball, will play as an inverted fullback, will play as a left back.
Inverted fullback. Let's see that. What's up, Dorian? I never knew you wore glasses. Yes, so I usually wear contacts. Just my contacts right now I have to wait until like they get here. So that's why I'm wearing glasses right now, because otherwise I wouldn't wear them. Because I don't like the glare from like my light right here.
Very public reaction that, as Gemma said, went viral around the world. Hansi Flick responding yesterday saying, listen, what I want to see is a reaction on the pitch, not after a game.
I'm like, there's no way they're going to play an Inigo left back. Yeah, absolutely no way they play an Inigo.
To show that reaction, isn't it?
Yeah, not only Ansu Fati, but also Ferran Torres and also Héctor Ford, the three players that were unhappy with the manager's decision when they were on the bench against.
Yeah, that is true. All three players, like, they showed some unhappiness and they were frustrated. After the game against Celta Vigo, Ferran, Héctor Ford, and Ansu Fati. Now, I don't like that gesture.
Devastating effect, didn't he, over the weekend? That was that clearance that turned into an attack, and a dangerous one at that.
And it was Héctor Ford who played Mateo Morey onside.
This is Sergi Darder on the move.
Nice Ford.
Mallorca, incidentally, won their last road game, which was a really good win for them, 2-0 away against Real Sociedad.
What happened here?
Ortiz Arias is coming back.
I assume Garcia as a left back since he played for Jornada as left back.
Left Mojica down on the ground, didn't it?
Yeah, clipped by Eric Garcia when he was trying to press high. He got there late. He caught the Colombian. That could have been easily a yellow card. This is one of the conundrums of today's lineup for Barcelona. The ability of Eric Garcia to play as a right back.
Well, Hansi Flick wants to have a look at those different defensive alignments and options. Of course, Jules Koundé has been very close to ever present. In fact, he has played in every game so far for Barcelona. So, and Eric Garcia.
What happened here?
Shoes today. That was an awkward first moment for him.
All right. Bad pass.
Lamine Yamal giving it away near this halfway line. Eric Garcia quick to retrieve.
Now that I think about it, Eric Garcia played several games last season when he was out on loan at Girona in that position. But when he played at Girona, he became kind of the third center back when they were in possession. He wasn't required to be that as deep as usually Jules Koundé is for Barcelona.
Looked for all the world.
I want to see Héctor Ford in a little bit more detail. I want to see his performance. Because could there be the option of Héctor Ford starting against Real Madrid if he performs well?
88th minute winner from the penalty spot, courtesy of Rafinha, who doesn't start tonight.
No, he's offside.
But another chance perhaps for Mallorca early here. Well, they've come close.
The linesman slipped up, but he just kept the flag up. That's a good call.
Oh, nice Ford.
Now, Ansu Fati trying to hit his stride. Working on Valiant.
Lamine Yamal. And is this the first time we've seen both Héctor Ford and Lamine Yamal play together? Imagine if this duo starts to cook something. Either way, Martin and Ford are getting cooked by Rodrigo.
Because Mallorca is a very tight, very narrow team, and playing with Ansu Fati on the left and Lamine.
Hey, I have more confidence in Ford. I have more confidence in Ford because of the pace. Okay. Corner for Barcelona right here. Ferran puts in the cross just straight to the key. No, that was actually Dani Olmo.
Catch for Leo Roman. I was saying during the lineups.
Mojica.
It's a bit of a surprise today, playing for the first time since early December. And he's launched this counter-attack, which has Antonio Sanchez feeding.
Nice, Szczesny.
Szczesny to the rescue, flinging himself full length to intervene. There's been 2 or 3 early moments, Alex, where Mallorca have.
Oh, Pedri.
Barcelona defensive armor, but looking to bear their own attacking teeth.
You're in space. You have to find Dani Olmo in the middle. Find Dani Olmo.
Pedri.
No, you're Dani Olmo. Okay. He just decides to put a pause.
Been rehearsing on the training ground how to beat Barcelona's high line. When they're off the ball, you see what they do. 5-4-1, very tight, very compact, denying any space in between the lines. Where Dani Olmo is trying to receive those half spaces there will be very coveted today.
Now, Lamine Yamal looking for the one-on-one matchup with Mojica. It wasn't forthcoming. Exchange of passes.
Ah,
On the move.
so
Dani
close,
played it
so close.
to the perfect spot for him to take it first time.
I like the interchange of passes right there. Not able to take
These are
advantage
the
of it though.
Kind of quick combinations that I was talking about earlier, and these are the kind of quick combinations that playing Dani Olmo up front allows you to do. He's so good understanding the movements of his teammates, and this is the second chance by Mallorca. This time, Chesney did well. This is a very similar move in which Celta Vigo scored the first goal.
Nice, good job, Chesney. What's up, Thomas? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Inigo Martinez.
He made an amend to the mistake that he made in the first goal of Celta Vigo last Saturday. But it's pretty much the same dynamic. You can tell that Mallorca have been studying Barcelona pretty well.
Barcelona won the first meeting between the two teams. That came in early December decisively, didn't they? They won 5.
Oh, what a pass from Eric Garcia. Oh, Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal versus Mojica.
Roman played as a
Daniel, we'll take a shot.
Yamal to Dani Olmo.
Ah, goal kick.
Immediately into their stride, aren't they, in terms of the quick fire passing.
Yeah, it's always Dani Olmo.
He would have been offside either way.
To be in touch with the ball, to offer some support to his teammates, but also to drag the defenders out of position. And then he's able to play these kind of passes in between the legs. He's quite a player.
All right.
He's having quite a season, as you heard Jenna mention pre-game. 17 goals in all competitions, including 10 in La Liga.
Good work, Ansu.
Career year so far.
It's been an encouraging start from Ansu Fati. Encouraging start.
There is the birthday boy.
If Ansu Fati is able to have a good performance
People say it's a good time to play Barcelona. I don't
and
think
re-emerge in some sense, be useful in some manner for Hansi Flick would be huge. It'd absolutely be huge.
Yamal.
Oh. Yeah, he's not right-footed, Lamine. He's not right-footed.
You're defending Lamine Yamal, and you have to choose. This is the best option for the defender. Just leaving the space to Lamine Yamal's weaker foot. And look how calm Leo Roman is every single time that he has to take a goal kick. This is going to be the tail of the game for Mallorca, taking things very easy.
As you mentioned, it's been a while since they conceded. Over 260 minutes now. Very disappointed only to come away with a 0-0 draw over the weekend against relegation-threatened Leganés. That was a game in which there were only 2 shots on target. And Mallorca's effort on goal didn't come until stoppage time, Alex.
Oh, good work. That little back heel was amazing.
The same kind of strengths and weaknesses that they had last season under Javier Aguirre. So they were a team that was hard to beat, especially in the Copa del Rey. They got to the final and they lost to Athletic Club on the penalty shootout. But they always struggle to get goals, and especially when they're missing their target man, their main striker, Vedat Murici. Kyle Larin has never filled in the shoes of the former Lazio striker.
Kyle Larin leading the line. You can see him there wearing number 17, closing down the Barcelona defense. Will be familiar to fans of MLS in the United States, a former Orlando City player. He's had an interesting journey since his time in Florida.
Gavi. Dani Olmo.
He was amazing
Araujo.
2 seasons ago, the second half of 2 seasons ago when he played for Valladolid and scored.
Mallorca defending with a 5-4-1. Okay.
Including a goal against Barcelona. 6 for him so far this year. One behind the injured Murici, who is still their top scorer. But they are the 3rd lowest scorers in La Liga. Only the bottom 2 have scored fewer than this Mallorca team, who've managed a grand total of 31. Barcelona at the other end of the spectrum in that department. 88 goals.
It's going to be hard to break Mallorca down like this. We're going to need to find that pass to break the line just like that. Just like that. Ferran, what a pass. Ooh. No, Ferran. Bro, that was the opportunity right there, man. That was the opportunity. Pedri found the pass to break the lines. No. What's up, Mustafa? This satanic low block teams piss me off. I know, man. They're the worst teams to play against. The absolute worst. I know Lamine wants that assist to Ansu. Ferro went for a goal, but you had Ansu Fati right there. He did make the wrong decision. Just his finishing should have been better. Not the best finish from Ferran. Lamine shooting is so cheap.
But it's all about Pedri, the kind of passes that he's able to play, and Dani Olmo again with that invisible contribution, moving off the ball.
He's offside though. Offside. Selfish from Ferran? Well, I mean, he had the pass and he had the shot. I'm not gonna get angry at him for choosing either. Just if you do take the shot, you have to score, you know? Because Ferran, no one on him, had tons of time to decide where to place a shot. Just he didn't finish it properly. Nice, Eric Garcia.
Steve Nash involved. President Andy Colberg, former tennis player.
Well, there's a good tennis tradition in Mallorca. Rafa Nadal was born there, and he's got a tennis academy in the island. Rafa Nadal's uncle played for Barcelona and for Mallorca, Michelangelo Nadal.
You are a veritable fountain of tennis football-related crossover knowledge, Alexa. I salute you.
Foul from Raujo. Okay. Pedri just glides, man. He's so silky on the ball. The way that he's able to just move with it, it's literally gliding. Yeah. Silky smooth. Nah, that's not a foul from Lamine. Pedri has already had like 2 or 3 amazing runs so far in the game.
They played together in Orlando. There is Arrasate, 6 years with Osasuna, and then Real Sociedad. Prior to that, took over Mallorca.
World class from Pedri, man.
That's them in 7th place.
Ansu decent, but still finish bump for me. Hey, the performance has been encouraging so far. The performance from Ansu has been encouraging. You know, he's getting into good spaces. He's sharper than he was, you know, a couple months ago, where he offered literally nothing. Let's see if he is able to have an impact on the match.
Being very young and not having even the UEFA Pro license, so somebody else had to be technically the main manager of the team.
Haven't really seen much from Gavi so far.
Years, and then he moved to Numancia, where he made a good chunk of his career in Segunda División.
Ferran.
He's a great manager, a great person to speak about soccer and about other subjects. He's a
Rest up,
and he's got
Father Pope Francis. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
And follow all his instructions.
If Lamine put a little bit more power to that shot, could have been something. Could have been something.
Interesting stuff, Alex. Yeah, you're not going to argue with the teacher, are you?
Nope.
Quarter of an hour gone here at Montjuic.
This was a chance for Lamine right here. He was trying to tie the ball, go through the goalkeeper's legs. Show it near post Ferran. Okay.
First, so to speak, with Real Madrid not in action tomorrow, and Barcelona the chance to keep a bit more.
Let's see.
On Los Blancos as they make the trip to Getafe. Will it be a 7-point?
Inigo Gavi.
Try and peg back again.
Nice, Eric Garcia.
Definite advantage to going first, isn't there, psychologically, Alex?
Oh, absolutely. You put all the pressure on your opponent, and Talk about putting more pressure on Real Madrid on top of all that they have to face already, especially Carlo Ancelotti, Kylian Mbappé, and Vinicius.
And they're going to be facing a tough opponent in Getafe.
Both the juggernauts over the weekend. Barcelona especially so, with a 98th minute winner from the penalty spot.
The headache for the Mallorca defenders will be trying to detect when
Nice, Ansu.
almost swap their positions, because they're doing it constantly.
Ansu Fati, the pivot point of this build-up. Lamine Yamal thought about the shot.
Look at how Mallorca defending. Oh my god. No, it's so... Oh, Lamine. Nah, Lamine loses it. Nice, he recovers it.
Mallorca able to clear their lines. And Kyle Larin.
Nice, Rajo. Good work. Mallorca throw in.
Of course, Kyle Larin has scored a lot of goals for his country.
I also want to see Christensen come on. I want to see Pau Victor. I want to see Christensen. I want to see Paulo Torre. This is the match for rotation. I'd much prefer to see Pau Victor and Paulo Torre instead of Ansu Fati. Okay.
Next to him is Marc-André ter Stegen, who could even make the squad list.
See, I think in a positional sense, it makes sense, you know?
On Saturday.
They've broken through again here, the visitors, and an opportunity with CEST again sprawling full stretch. This time even better to get down on the ground. And
because we needed to rest someone out on the left-hand side. Pau Victor, I'd bring him on into the second half in replacement of a Ferran, you know?
Yeah, and Gabi is trying to step up, and Íñigo Martínez trying to step up to leave him offside. It's the same dynamics, and it's the same drill that they've been practicing on the training ground. This is the same way in which Celta Vigo scored the
Oof. If Mallorca scored right there, Ansu Fati would have kept them on.
I have to say, that was two excellent opportunities, wasn't it, for Mallorca? On both occasions, I felt the cross left something to be desired, and it allowed CEST to intervene.
That's such a good point, Adrian. And Mateu Morey, a former Barcelona youth system product.
Hector Ford. Pass it down, pass it down.
Here, the regular started.
Oh.
Morey trying to close down his man, but Roman
Okay, corner.
forced to tip it behind.
That's a good adventure by Hector Ford. The first time that the left back joins the attack. And I was saying the main owner of that right-hand side of Mallorca's defense is Pablo Maffeo, who's today suspended.
First corner kick from the right-hand side for Barcelona tonight. Yamal at the controls.
Ooh. No, Ferran!
Collection of Barcelona players.
Oh my gosh.
Beat it. Perhaps a lack of communication.
Lack of communication between Ferran and Araujo.
Yeah, the ball was meant to go for Ronald Araujo, who was totally open behind Ferran Torres, and this is the gesture of Ferran Torres. I didn't hear you. Just speak up. Let me know that you are behind me.
Bro, this goalkeeper is just wasting time. Absolutely time wasting. Already in the 20-minute mark.
Saturday for Barcelona. We'll come back to that. No, we won't. Copa del Rey. Why not tell you about it now? Barcelona and Real Madrid Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern start time on ESPN Plus. Of course, the final being played in Seville. And full coverage right here. Should be something very special indeed.
It's the first Copa del Rey final between these two giants since 2014.
Yeah, if we get anything like that final, we'll be in for a treat. It's the Gareth Bale final.
With Carlo Ancelotti in Real Madrid's dugout as well.
It was a good control, but Ansu Fati was offside.
Ansu was offside.
Yeah.
Problem for Barca is what we said. They're attacking too narrow. Lamine Yamal is not staying wide on the right. Same with Ansu Fati, who tries to tackle.
I mean, both of them are not like touchline wingers.
There's a salad of players there. There's Dani Olmo, Lamine, Ansu.
That's the thing.
Ferran Torres. There's too many people, and Mallorca defense is very tight as well. So they don't buy any sort of movement.
Nice, Rojo.
Another ball aimed in behind that high line. Ronald Araujo.
Both Ansu Fati and Lamine Yamal like to come inside. Makes it difficult. And on top of the defense with 5 in the back. So look at that.
He was crowded out. Well, Barcelona's 4 goals on Saturday here against Celta Vigo were the 13th time they've scored 4 goals or more in a game just in this calendar year since the start of 2025. It's pretty remarkable. They've scored 22 more than their nearest rivals Real Madrid in the goal-scoring department.
You know, Eric Garcia as a rotational player for the fullback position might be it. I'm liking Eric Garcia. I think he's been solid so far. He played there for Girona, no?
Interesting to read reports about Ter Stegen's.
Eric Garcia can play in the center back, right back, and as a CDM.
Some competition for Szczesny.
I mean, that adds value for Hansi Flick.
Yeah, he's gonna get
in these type of games, I think it's perfect to rest Jules Koundé, you know?
Yeah, before the weekends, for sure. And he might be in the squad list for facing Real Madrid. He's not gonna play the final, but he's ready.
Here's Dani Olmo. Oh, he seems to be ready. Fort. Back to Pedri. 87% possession for Barcelona. I mean, they always have a high number, but it's rarely that high. That's stratospheric.
Nice, Olmo.
Idea, but good anticipation too.
Yeah, it makes it so difficult to break down the lines. Eric Garcia is a solid utility player. Absolutely. He reminds me of a more talented Sergio Roberto.
The 2 wing backs.
Yeah, this is something that they were doing last season under Javier Aguirre. When Arrasate took over, he tried to switch.
Nice, Ansu.
With 4 at the back, but
what?
The last 3 games, they have
that was not a foul.
More dense backline with 3 proper center backs and 2 fullbacks, and it's been working out for them. At least when it comes to conceding, they're still to conceding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the foul by Ansu Fati.
That was nothing, basically.
Just got there ahead of him.
Come on. The 4 referees speaking English with
Come on.
Well, Hansi Flick saying yesterday he hoped the Celta Vigo game was a wake-up call for his side. Also credited the opponents, as managers tend to do, don't they? But calling Mallorca one of the best teams in transition in LaLiga. That was something he was particularly worried about. Well, the referee won't have to second guess himself there. Straight to the yellow card.
Yeah, yellow card, bro. Absolutely got me right there. What is that? Eric Garcia will have a career in Barca as long as it's Flick as a coach.
It's energy versus energy. It's Samu versus Gavi.
Whoa. We'd be stupid to let him go when he can slot in any position from left back to center mid easily. Only let go of Eric Garcia if a big offer arrives. You know, 10 to 15 million, I think that's too cheap. 30 million, 35, I think that would be an acceptable offer, you know. We cash in. I think Girona offered like 5 million for Eric Garcia. No way. No way.
Another foot left in, this time by Mascarell.
Oh, Lamine Yamal. Oh my. What a save. That was 1-0. Oh, that pass from Lamine Yamal. Nah, that pass from Lamine Yamal was disgusting. Oh my, Dani Olmo.
Then the one-touch finish by Dani Olmo. The response by Leo Roman.
Roman, what a save.
Outstanding individual actions.
Yamal's deep corner, free header.
No.
Ujo was there this time. Not really dealt with by the Mallorca defence. Larin, second time of asking, but only half away. And back come Barcelona, keeping the pressure firmly exerted here. Tough tackle from Mateo.
There we go. Oh, Daniel Olmo had a golden opportunity right here, man.
Former Barcelona youth team player.
When the fuck did these goalkeepers turn to prime Casillas when we faced them?
Career, he's just 25.
Ugh.
He spent almost 3 years without playing a
Oh,
single
Lamine.
game when he was
Oh.
in Barcelona because of
Ah.
very bad injury.
Yeah.
Good ball.
Oh, it's clever work. At least initially it looked that way from Darder.
See, when Lamine is a little bit fresh, he can do those sprints
Talking of clever.
and have a little bit more sharpness.
Have I mentioned?
When Lamine is a little bit more fatigued, you see that aspect of his game.
27 minutes without
It's not the same.
I first mentioned today, but it was inevitably going to come, Alex. He still actually needs one more goal, doesn't he, officially in league, to take the record from goals before his 18th birthday. He's tied at the moment. Ansu Fati, joint holder of that record, incidentally. Going back 4 years in his career.
Find Hector 4.
And Robert Lewandowski, talking of goals and records, will be stuck on 99 for another couple of weeks at least for Barcelona. Dani Olmo. Hector Fort. Entering forward again, beyond that fullback we were talking about, Murray, and Fort getting
Ooh,
a bit
no.
good one, but Roman had to adjust to the deflection.
No way, Ansu. No, we hit the post. No. No.
Oh my goodness, Barcelona.
Oh my God, how we not scored?
Close to the breakthrough.
That's not a foul. That's not a foul.
By Hector Fort, and finally took him
Oh, the
off.
deflection. Oh my.
Ball to Gavi, who was claiming for it. There was a deflection, and that's why this is a corner kick.
Lamine Yamal.
There we go.
Oh, it's only pushed
No,
half
no,
away
no,
by
no,
Roman,
no,
but
no.
he's let off the hook.
Araujo.
Araujo, I believe.
Bro, it could have been 3-0 already.
Goal at his mercy. And he blocks
Oh,
it
how does he
away.
miss that point blank? He's on side as well.
There was no offside.
No offside, Araujo.
For Leo Roman, he has conceded a second ball in 3 different moves, actually, in 3 different shots taken by Barcelona. He's
Oh,
got
come
very
on,
good
man. We should be
deflection.
scoring that.
If you leave the ball there, just dead next to the 6-yard box, you're committing a terrible mistake. He needs to push that ball away.
Yeah. And even for a centre-back, Alex, that was a terrible
Yes.
miss, wasn't it?
That's why
That was a
hammering his
disgusting miss. Bro, this is jokes.
Half an hour gone. Plenty of bright football.
How can we miss 3 huge chances?
This Mallorca defense, but no breakthrough yet for Barcelona.
Okay. Hey, promising though. Very promising. Very promising.
They've missed a point-blank range opportunity. They've seen the Roman come up with 3 or 4 saves. But they press on regardless.
Speaking of breakthrough, that was the award that Lamine Yamal got yesterday at the Laurels Awards.
Yeah, deservedly so. This is Pedri.
Oh, Garcia.
It through. What a pass.
No.
Oh, and Roman able to adjust
No.
to his feet.
Oh, what a pass from Pedri.
He's trying to beat him at the near post.
Barcelona are knocking, guys. Barcelona, they're knocking.
The problem is the run with Eric Garcia. He lets the ball run here, roll to the right, and he loses a lot of shooting angle. The pass by Pedri was superb, but he is chasing now the ball instead of attacking it. had he
Ah.
his run in a different way, in a more diagonal way towards the goal, he would have had a better shooting angle here.
Oh my God, this pass from Pedri. Bro, it was like a pinpoint accurate pass to Eric Garcia's feet. Look at that. Breaking the lines.
Moments of possession, I'm sure he would.
Come on.
Arasate.
I'm loving Eric Garcia as right back. He's been phenomenal. Phenomenal so far.
1, 2, and then 3. 3 great individual actions here. And they were so lucky here, Mallorca, because the ball had...
Mallorca have been getting away with one, man. They should be down minimum 2-0. Minimum.
Yeah, completely wrong footing Roman in the process.
Okay.
Reflecting Gavi's efforts. Eric Garcia involved on the near side up against Samu Costa. Mallorca in a pretty decent run of form overall. You look at their last 10 games, they've only lost twice in those 10. Yes, they've only won 3 of them. Likewise, as Roman goes on a little adventure. At 5 draws, they've been the draw specialists in
Find Ansu. Nice, good work. Ah.
So Ansu Fati, go Barcelona. Fati wheeling around. And then leaving it for Yamal. And a deflected effort.
Ah.
Yet another corner.
I'm liking this half. I'm liking it this first half right here, guys. I'm liking it.
Confidence here between Ansu Fati and Lamine Yamal. When the ball falls to Ansu Fati, well, we see this display of calmness by Leo Roman. Not bad.
I'm liking it. Ansu has done nothing the whole game.
Ansu Fati didn't want to take that.
Ansu Fati, he was encouraging in the start. Just he hasn't been able to get involved in these past couple of minutes.
Some help from defender Copetti. But there had been an infringement spotted by Ortiz Arias. He's going to need his half-time liquids, isn't he, Leo Roman? He's been a busy boy.
Quite busy indeed.
But honestly, it's simple. When Koundé needs to be rested, you play Eric Garcia. Simple as that. Eric Garcia has been phenomenal so far. We're playing excellently right now.
Goal scorers back on December the 3rd.
We just need to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal. Simple as that. If that Araujo chance goes in, if that Dani Olmo chance goes in, if that Gavi chance goes in.
They even got a point here in Barcelona. That was a 1-1 draw.
Ferdinand into space right here.
Now, on the move again for Torres. Well, you can just tell, Alex, that confidence is surging for him. Recent goals.
Yeah, he's got the shark mentality, as he likes to say, la mentalidad del tiburón.
Nah, the angle was poor.
The ball in between the sticks, he's gonna take that chance. He could have passed the ball to Gavi, to Ansu Fati, that were claiming for that pass on the left. But when you're full of confidence, and especially if you are on the mission of replacing Lewandowski, you want to be the goal scorer.
Well, the shots tells quite a story, isn't it? Not the complete story, because even though Mallorca haven't had an official shot yet, they've had moments, particularly early on in this game, where they might have done. That's good interception by Copetti, even better by Gavi. Copetti staying down, and now the referee will...
Foul!
Clash of the two number 6s there, Gavi and Copetti.
Copetti had anticipated, had stolen the ball, and was joining the attack. And Gavi came in full Gattuso mode.
Gattuso mode. On the bright side, Ferro making some great runs, looking sharp. Ferro looking good.
Yeah.
The team is looking good as of right now. Just simple, just need to be a little bit more clinical. Look at how Mallorca they're trying to beat Barcelona's high line. They have minimum three to four runners from midfield.
Here tonight, Real Madrid will have to come up with a follow act tomorrow. They
Look at that. Right there, they had 4 players trying to beat Barcelona's high line.
It's about 15 miles they need to go as they take on Getafe, and we'll have full coverage tomorrow, again starting at 3 Eastern. Just a note, that will also be on ESPN2, that game, as well as right here on ESPN+. So I hope you can join us for that.
Oh, nutmeg.
Mallorca actually still have to go to Real Madrid as well, so they may have something to say in the title race inadvertently.
Wow, good try, Ansu. 7 La Masia players.
Corner kick conceded.
You have Lamine Yamal, Hector Ford, Dani Olmo, Ansu Fati, or Pedri. Is that Ansu? Gavi. Dani. No. Inigo. No. Oh.
Martinez was denied. Everyone back for Mallorca.
Oh my God. Okay, so let's count again. So in the back line you have Hector Ford, Eric Garcia, right? If I'm not mistaken. In the midfield you have Gavi, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Ansu Fati. Yeah, 7.
Place. Well, that's careless at the back by them. Costa giving it away. Now Ansu Fati.
Ah.
Well, visions of glory. It's been so long, hasn't it, for Ansu Fati, since he's found the back of the net.
His last goal was last
man.
year when he was playing as a loanee for Brighton against Manchester City, against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. But you can tell that how desperate he is to impress and to reconnect with all
Gavi,
those
Fati, Lamine.
vibes. Ansu Fati used
I
to
don't
have
count
a
Eric Garcia and Dani because they
special
made their debut on different teams.
He was a great goal scorer before.
But they were
starting that
part of La
series
Masia,
of
no?
injuries that decimated his potential.
Looking for a way back and handed the opportunity tonight to show what he has, in the crowd are showing their support of Ansu Fati too. He's still only 21, Alex, so there is still time.
Yes, they were, but they didn't debut there.
Yeah, but he has lost a lot of explosiveness in that period where he got injured over and over, and he has also a mental block, especially when he wore Barcelona's jersey. We just saw the stats of the passes that Pedri and Darder played, and such a difference. But it's a stat. There's a stat that Amy, our producers, just sent me. In the first half an hour of passage of play, Barcelona played or completed 148 passes, and guess how many Mallorca were able to complete?
I'm going to say a little below that figure, Alex.
20.
20 passes.
20
wow.
to
20 to 148.
A little bit lopsided. It so often is, though, here at the Montjuic. Wasn't that way for Celta Vigo, was it? For the first hour of the game here on Saturday. Mallorca, as I mentioned, in a very similar position to Celta Vigo, coming here in the top half of the table, starting the
what a pass.
place. This is Lamine Yamal.
No!
Oh, took it
No! Pedri.
Only half dealt with it, and the follow-up needed a
Lamine.
defensive block, and then Lamine Yamal from the tightest
No!
of angles. Still, the shot.
bro. The Mallorca players are even laughing.
I think all 3 central defenders in front of him came up with a big block there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's always the second balls. He's unable to catch a single shot. He's always considering a second try for the strikers, and then it's up to them.
All of them blocked a shot here and there.
Yamal around one, and then a check back and onto the left foot, delivering the cross with an invitation attached. But again, that Mallorca defense congealing.
Good work for
in the first half.
Great job.
Trying to halt what appears to be the tide coming at them. Barcelona just flowing forward.
Hey, that's a foul.
Everything but
What?
skill, Alex. literally everything.
Yeah, and that's the worst scenario for
Unbelievable.
because you want to put the game to sleep. As
Bro,
soon
what
as
in the
possible.
world am I
You can
watching?
rest
Nah, bro,
Yamal,
this is
you
some
can rest,
FIFA
Martinez, you can rest Dani Olmo, who
some
has
FIFA
been
gameplay right here, man.
prone to injuries. But they're frustrated because Leo Roman, at least when it comes to the first save, is having a great night. And then if it's not Leo Roman, it's one of the defenders that are shielding almost on the goal line his area.
Yeah, I was going to say the possession figures haven't really dimmed much, have they, from that early...
Eric Garcia, bad pass.
This reminds me of the stats of the semi-final of the Champions League in 2010 against Inter. Jose Mourinho's Inter
Oh my
knocked
God.
out Barcelona of that semi-final. The official stats were 87-13 to Barcelona, and Inter won that game.
Remember it well, Alex, and guess what? It's Inter again in the semi-final.
Dreaded memory.
First leg next week. Of course, the small matter of the cup final between now and then. Copa del Rey on Saturday. There's no league games this weekend. The Spanish league always stops, doesn't it, for the weekend where they play the Copa del Rey final. To Forge.
Nice, Pedri will run. Ansu Fati, Ansu, no, Ansu.
Oh, he went near post.
No, why go near post?
Finish was to go the opposite side, Alex.
No.
He tried to sneak it inside Romance, near upright. Put it wide.
Oh, what?
Run by Pedri.
What a run by Pedri.
Then he plays that pass.
Pedri has been far the best player in this game, man. That was his chance to make his statement. That was his chance.
This is why he went.
Go across the keeper.
So wide and
Come on, come on, come on.
Was playing a pass to Dani Olmo, who wasn't happy with his teammate's decision. 20 shots, 20-0.
But Mallorca can break through here. The flag has stayed down. Opportunity for the visitors and the lead. Offside though against Moray.
Offside.
It would have been for him, the former Barcelona youth team player. Thought he'd broken through.
I need to watch it again. Because he comes from a very deep position.
I'm not sure, Alex.
No, I'm not sure. I would say that he's onside. We need to wait and see.
Wait and see.
And then Mateo Moray.
No, offside.
Yeah, it was offside.
Yeah.
Bro, these ESPN commentators, man, diabolical.
Decision.
Defender blocked him. Nothing he could do, sadly.
When you're not looking across the line at the defenders, and we weren't from that angle. Now.
Lamine, cut in. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot.
Side on the left foot. But again, that defensive cover snapping the door shut. Seemed to be open for a fraction of a second.
No, Copete is becoming Paolo Maldini today. He's
Paolo Maldini. Insane.
Well, that is high praise indeed, Alex.
Oh, one of the best ever.
8th corner of the night for Barca. Can they find a way to engineer this breakthrough before the break? With a change of approach. Well, the answer to that question is no.
And that is half time, guys. Okay. Thoughts on the halftime? It's been a very dominant Barcelona team. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get that goal. The last thing that we did need. But it's been a very encouraging performance so far. I would say that. Mallorca, they have been very solid. They've been giving us chances, though. They have given us chances. Yeah, he was offside there. Great job from the guys making sure that the highline was correct. Oof! It could have been an awful night if Mallorca have scored that. If they scored that, would have been crazy. But all right, guys, I'll be posting a link on the YouTube, on the post section on YouTube, as well on X. If you guys want to join and give your thoughts about the half, feel free. We'll discuss it in detail and everything. It's been both an exciting and frustrating half, I would say. Barcelona creating chance upon chance upon chance, but unable to take advantage. If we're able to get on the score sheet, it becomes a completely different game, if I'm being honest. Ansu so asked, movement off the ball isn't there, but my words is finishing. Just put the fries in the bag. What's up, NJ? Well, welcome. How are you, brother?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Thoughts on that first half, because as I was saying, it's been a very exciting first half, but at the same time, it's been frustrating. We've been creating chance upon chance upon chance, but just not able to put the ball, in the back of the net. What are your thoughts on the first half?
Man, I agree with you. Like in the first half, like it's been exciting for us. We were dominating when it comes to like attacking, defending as well. But bro, the chances that we keep getting, bro, we keep missing, bro. It was too funny, bro. I can't. It gets to the point where like I was just laughing at this point. I'm like, come on, bro. Like at least one. But the worst one was with Ronald Araujo missed.
Oh,
That was the
the
worst one.
Rahomes.
That's the
Let me
that
see. It was this
Yeah,
one.
that's the worst one out of all the attempts that we had. That was the missed chance that we. Yeah, but overall, like everybody's clicking, like like I'll say like Eric Garcia, Pedri, Yamal, they and
Mm-hmm.
Olmo, they've been on point with their.
In regards to that, NJ, like, what did you make of the lineup? Because I thought like this lineup was very exciting, and
Yeah,
it gave me confidence because the team needed some freshness. You saw in the game
yeah,
against
for
Borussia
sure.
Dortmund, you saw it against Celta Vigo. This team needed, I would say, fresh legs, and I thought this lineup, I think it's perfect, and I think the performance has been very very solid from Barcelona. What did you make of so far, like the specific players
But,
who were introduced? Your likes of Ansu Fati, Eric Garcia, Hector Fort. Have they been impressive to you?
all right, so yeah, based on your question, right? Like, yeah, the roster that Flick, but yeah, it was great because again, because we know that the opponent will play full defense and counter. So for Flick adding Eric Garcia, Hector Ford as as the fullbacks, then having Gabby in the middle really helped them to like be more solid in the back in case if Mallorca attacks, which they did. But overall, like overall the line was amazing. Then based on the players that you mentioned, like with Eric Garcia, yeah, how many players can we have? How many players can play like multiple roles, but not world class, but very solid. Not really. Not a lot of people can play how Eric can play. Like DM, center back, right back. We don't have that kind of players in today's football. Not that much. So for him to have him as a player that you know as a player that we have now, yeah, it's been amazing. We're having everything. Yeah, I'm so happy for him because again, people want him out long time ago, but now look at him. We put him in the right position, the right coach. He excels, which fair enough. He's been doing it. Great work on it. Then I mean, like with Pedri, you already know what he does same as Lamine. So it's not really surprising. And also with Fati, like. Yeah, to be honest, it's funny like in the early beginnings, of the game, he was trying to make something. Then later on, he didn't really show anything that much because again, because everybody was just passing to Lamine all the time. So he
Yeah.
didn't really able to contribute that much later on in the game. But I guess so far I think he's been okay. I guess he's like giving small bit of open spaces for Olmo, Pedri, and Lamine. So far with Fadi, I'm okay with it. But Fort there were times where like he got caught. I think twice he got caught off. So he just needs to be more be aware of his spatial awareness, which is
Mm-hmm.
important for defender. But overall in the game, like everybody's been playing good. They just have to like finish the chances again, because again, in the second half, that's where we need to actually like score now. Because again, the amount of chances that we missed were annoying, bro.
Yeah.
Later on,
Yeah, no, it's been crazy. But what's up, Sake? Welcome. How are you? Thoughts on that first half? What did you make of Barcelona's performance?
Yeah, I think we had multiple chances. We should have at
yeah,
least taken at least one of them. I think
yeah,
Farhan had a chance. I think he shot at keeper. He could have passed it to, I think, Ansu. I think also, multiple players had chance, and Danny Olmo had a chance. Even
Yeah,
Lamine made that Trivela pass.
yeah,
Also,
yeah,
I think their keeper has been good. He has been saving most
yeah.
of
He's
the
been good.
shots.
Yeah, he's been
And they
good.
are playing with like 5-5-5-4 on most of the time, so most of the shots are getting hit on their players only. So I just know we should have had a one goal lead, because if we would have had, it would have been easy to make some substitution later. But let's see now what happens.
okay. Venley, he says the team does lack structure, but we had way too many chances not to be up at least 1-0. And that's true. You're looking at the chances that we missed at the start of the game. You have this Lamine Yamal chance after Ferran took a shot. The movement from Ansu Fati was really good. But
Mm-hmm.
Ferran decided to go for goal. Completely understandable. He had
Yeah, it is what it is.
he had in goal. Just fortunate the shot didn't go in. After that, you had a fantastic Trivela pass from Lamine Yamal. Fell into Danny Olmo into
Yeah,
this chance
yeah.
right
That
here.
one, that's a one.
Yeah,
That was a missed opportunity.
yeah, the keeper, a great save. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, it had to be against Barcelona. Gavi takes this shot. It hits the post, crazy. It doesn't go in. Ron Araujo, later on, he has this opportunity, point blank range.
That's the one that I was annoyed the most.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you have to score that. Eric Garcia receives a great pass from Pedri, but it goes a little bit too far from him. He goes for goal, but unfortunately, the keeper easy save. This Pedri shot, later on, absolutely blocked. Goes for goal as well. Ansu Fati, he even has a chance for himself, but he instead of going, far post across the keeper, he goes for near post, and it goes out. And overall, towards the end of the match, you're thinking, oh my God, Barcelona knocking, the goal is going to be there. We have a scare because Mallorca, they do score, but it is called offside right here. Hector for
Yeah, they were. Oh,
keeping
yeah.
keeping the last the last player offside. And overall, you're frustrated because you had chance upon chance upon chance, but the performances has been good. You're creating these chances. You're thinking, hey, if our players score this, it's a completely different
Yeah.
environment. And I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
give my thoughts on some certain players. I think Eric Garcia in the right back has been phenomenal. He's been very, very good. And I think from here on out, if Jules Koundé is to be rested, simple.
Exactly.
You play Eric Garcia there. I think right there we have that substitute. In regards to Ansu Fati, his movement was good. I thought some of his movements and positioning was
Yeah.
good. Some of his finishing should have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're thinking that at this chance right here, it should have been a lot. It should have been a lot better. But for the limited amounts of minutes that he's had throughout this season, I think this performance has been encouraging in some sense. Hector Four, there's been some moments where you're thinking, you could have done better, but at the same time, I think he's been solid. I think he's been a good option in that left back position. But then again, I just think that's another instance of a player not having enough rhythm. That's why you see him maybe at times, not being in tune with that high line, or in other
Also,
senses.
one thing about Hector Fort is that all the chances that Mallorca created has been on his side, on the back of
Yeah.
his side.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
If you
really
look at this,
surprising though.
every chance
Yeah.
Not really
was created
surprising.
from his side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really surprising at all, because you know that the sports lack game time, so it's an easy target, basically.
Yeah. Uh-huh. No, and then not only that, but Hector Ford is also, even though he can play in that left back position, he's not a natural left back.
Yeah.
Like whenever he has to put in a cross, whenever he wants to go in, to the corner flag, he has to put in a cross with his right foot, because that is his preferred foot. He's a strong foot. And so I would say that is one of the weaknesses. This is why, as much as Hector Ford, he can play there, I would much rather have him play there as an emergency. But obviously with Alejandro Balde out, Hansi Flick wanting to rest Gerard Martin, it's understandable why Hector Ford would start there. But I'm not necessarily saying it's been a bad Hector Ford performance. Just
And just
something.
meh.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
some things could have been done a little bit better.
yeah.
But I want to talk about Pedri, guys, because Pedri, I thought by far was Barcelona's best
Oh
player in
yeah,
that
for sure.
half. The chances and the amount of I will say instances where he was just able to break the lines
Mhm.
was spectacular. I thought Pedri was unplayable in that first half. He gave that amazing pass to who was it? Oh, it was to Eric Garcia right here.
Yeah, Garcia. Yeah,
This pass from Pedri, able to break the lines right there, get Eric Garcia into a fantastic goal scoring position. I think he's been the best player by far, and I think he's been the creator for Barcelona so
oh,
far.
for sure.
And I'm gonna bring up the stat right here, but Barcelona, they've shot 24 times in the first half without scoring. This is the highest number of shots a La Liga team has done in the first half without scoring since the
Also, we had
two
we
thousand and three 2004 season.
also we had like 9 to 10 corners. I think we should take better corner. We should be taking the corners more more productive way, because we 10 corners and we had like no chance from them.
Yeah, no. But overall performance really, really encouraging. Just only thing that is needed is that goal. And of
Yeah,
course, as
basically,
the game goes on, more there's gonna be more tension, more frustration because
for sure.
Mallorca they're doing a good job of defending, but at the same time, we're having our chances. We can't be missing
Yeah,
these. It's simple as that.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but second half will be more harder because again, they're gonna be playing more deep, like tight defense later on. But here's the thing, though: if nothing changes within the 60 minutes, bring Rafinha or someone.
Bringing Rafinha.
Yeah, to like change the momentum of it. If nothing changes within the 60 mark at all, because again, we need, because again, we can just, Pedri and Yamal can just do whatever they can, but you need that extra guy with Daniel. I mean, Daniel Olmo, he's really good, but it's really hard because again, because 5-man defense, we need that someone who a joker to like, somehow break that, that deadlock.
A Paulo Torre, for example, I would say,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
some sense.
but again, if you're gonna bring Torre, but are you gonna put Daniel Olmo as a false nine then?
I that could be one option. I'd potentially maybe even play both. I don't know.
Who you
And
sub off
maybe
then?
I mean potentially Ansu Fati, potentially.
Uh, oh, so you put Daniel Moss left then, right?
It
That's
could be
true.
an option. It could be an option. It's just that right here, the way that Mallorca look at this image right here. Mallorca defending with 10 players inside the box. It's going to be, crazy. We look outnumbered in attack right there. Um,
Yeah. Also,
le-
that shot from Gavi that hit the pole, man. We should have taken at least one chance.
yeah, it's frustrating. It's been frustrating, but
Also, Farhan has been invisible most of the game, most of the half.
I mean, he can't really do that much because again, because it's like 5 men in the box. What can you do about it? You
mm,
only you only gonna have like what like limited chances if you're like getting guarded by like 5 people in the box. So
no,
you need about it.
but looking towards that second half, what players would you guys be looking to bring on? What player would you like to see? You were mentioning Rafinha as one
Rafinha,
option.
then you said Pablo Torre. Maybe
No,
maybe if Flick doesn't see like impressed with Fort, he might bring Jared Martin for extra defensive duties later on in the game. To be honest.
okay,
Yeah. Then
okay.
who else? Well, is Pablo Torre even a good option for this game? I don't even think so. He's a good option for this game because especially how crowded the Mallorca's back line. So I feel like he's only gonna go with three or four subs this game. To be honest.
Okay. Okay. Wouldn't Fermin be a good shout? Fermin would also be a fantastic shout. Fermin would be a very good shout. You see those late runs inside the box. Another option, another
Yeah,
goal scorer
Fermi
right
fits
there
in.
at
Yeah.
the box crashing. I think Fermin is also a good shout, and we're gonna see what options Hansi Flick does go for. But guys, second half is about to start right now. I'll see you guys. Oh, well, actually, there won't be a match reaction. Apologies for that. I do have something to do right after the match does end, so there won't be a match reaction. But I will be, uploading it later tonight just by myself. But let's see what Barcelona can do in the second half. Hopefully, we get the 3 points because with Real Madrid playing against Getafe tomorrow away from home, this could be a great opportunity for Barcelona to extend that league at the top of the table. Because when we did look at the La Liga table, Barcelona, they only have a 4 point gap. can that become a a 7-point gap if Barcelona get the victory and Real Madrid they do lose. But all right, guys, let's see what Barcelona can do in these next couple of minutes / half. Can Barcelona get that goal to get us the victory? Let me bring back the audio. Public stream. There we go. All right. All right.
A very different dividend as it was. They were held to officially no shots on goal, even though they did have the ball on the back of in the back of the net, albeit from an offside position. He was busy. Leo Roman. Gavi, always amongst the fan favourites, isn't he?
This banner is in Catalan. It's like, Gavi, please give me your shirt. That was a request.
Yep. On a day of giving tomorrow, St. George Day, San Jordi, where books and flowers are the traditional gifts given. Barcelona looking to give their fans the gift they really want in this second 45 minutes.
Nice, Ferran.
They're starting off right where they left off at the tail end of the first half. Dani Olmo. He's so instrumental.
Same lineup, no changes from Hansi Flick. Understandable.
First goal of the comeback for Barcelona, and then won the penalty. Deep in injury time that ultimately won it. It's going to have to be the second half show again here.
Nice, Olmo. That's a goal. There we go. There we go. Dani Olmo.
Well, it didn't take long, did it? 45 minutes of frustration.
Let's go. 45 minutes.
Was all it took in the second.
45 minutes of frustration, but Barcelona, they score immediately at the start of the second half.
Special player, Dani Olmo. You cannot
Special player right there.
Space in the box. The play on the right, Eric Garcia, today's right back, finding Dani Olmo. He was surrounded.
Let's
by
go.
No one wanted to close down on him. He was allowed this inch of space, and that is enough for Dani Olmo.
So similar to his goal against Rayo Vallecano at the start of the season.
Against Rayo Vallecano at
Look at that. The commentators just mentioned it.
You're gonna regret it. Dani Olmo finally.
Look how Hansi Flick celebrates.
Barcelona.
We needed that. We absolutely needed that, man.
Just enough to get it over that leg of Copete, who had blocked so many shots in the first half. He and his fellow
Great finish by Dani Olmo right here, man.
Knowing that leg was going to be stuck out, just lifted it enough.
Almost a better 9 than Ferran.
At the Montjuic with his 9th league goal of the
There we go.
campaign.
What an execution, and the ability he's got for playing the ball and for striking the ball with both feet. He's unpredictable, and especially if you give him an inch of space in the box or
Olmo into tons of space right there.
he's gonna punish.
Olmo has clinical finishing. He's absolutely fantastic, man. Only negative is his injury record, man. If he's able to stay fit, Barcelona have a gem. They have an absolute gem on their hands. It's just he's made of glass.
Of course, the only off-season arrivals, and he has brought a different dimension when he has played.
Can this goal?
We're a little bit surprised that perhaps he
Oh, nice, Ferran.
Oh,
Oh. Can Barcelona play with a little bit more less pressure now?
Squeeze away from him.
Now that they've scored that goal.
Yeah, I was expecting Dani Olmo because he just came back after an injury and all the history that he's got with, especially with muscle injuries. I was expecting him to start on the bench, but now that the game is finally on track for Barcelona, I expect him to be replaced sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I definitely think that Dani Olmo is going to be a substitution in the second half. That goal was coming. It was knocking. And the Barcelona were knocking. Whoa, Eric with that piece of magic. It's always the ballers that get injured the most, like Thiago. Very confident if Olmo is fit, we are winning everything. Such a wizard between the lines. Low block killer.
Dani Olmo. Shrugging off the challenge.
It's funny because I was scrolling on TikTok and I was seeing some comments. They were basically saying Barcelona's season depends on Olmo's hamstring. Simple as that.
Well, 1-0 is how this fixture finished a year ago. At the Montjuic, Lamine Yamal got the only goal that day. Here's Ferran Torres.
Lamine.
Good return pass.
No. Aw.
No space to operate for Yamal. Crowded out. Pedri.
So we got our goal. Now just manage the game. Loving Eric Garcia as right back in a position dominant team.
This stat also tells the story of the game. The ball
Yeah, he's been great. Nice, Gavi. Ansu, take a shot. Ooh, great shot. Nice, sector 4, keeping the ball in play.
Times in the first half, that one really gilt-edged opportunity to the skewed rather badly
Great
wide
stuff, guys.
from him, albeit comfortable enough save for Roman.
Look how quickly Barcelona gained back the possession of the ball. They're very focused. They're not making the same mistakes that they made against Celta Vigo, especially in the last 2 goals scored by Borja Iglesias.
Oh, Lamine, what a pass.
Ah.
The idea was there.
Targets. 4 shots on the night for the man trying to answer the call from his manager, who said,
No, regardless if Hansi Flick gets a goal or not, it's been encouraging.
after the game, when
It's been, I would say, the best performance of Ansu Fati under Hansi Flick. And, you know, his performances have been far and few. Bad.
Pedri. So fluid.
Nah.
Antonio Sanchez was the man upended for Mallorca. With Gavi doing the hunting.
Playing today as a holding midfielder.
I like Gavi much better in like that holding midfielder rather than as the 10.
To find Kyle Ladding from a long ball.
Simple as that.
Ronald Araujo or Íñigo Martínez cannot stop the Canadians.
Spain are going to be nasty next World Cup. Better than, I don't know about that. World Cup champions. I don't know about that, Manly. I don't know about that. Good try, Lamine. Good try. Good try.
Is there any way back for the team from the Balearic Islands here?
Yeah.
They are, as I mentioned, the 3rd lowest scorers in the league. It's their defence that has got them to the position they're in. 5th best defence in LaLiga. Only the top 4 teams are better and have conceded fewer.
Lamine, take a shot.
Here's Yamal trying to open them up again.
Ooh.
Well, you know what's coming, Alex. You know he's going to come inside on the left foot, but trying to stop that happening.
This is the most frustrating part of
What, Paredes over Rodri? Hey, who's the World Cup winner, NJ? Who's the World Cup winner?
Cut inside and look for
Back-to-back Copa America champion. I don't know.
But try to stop that. To stop him. Good luck. He's got plenty of resources, and he can also go for the other angle. He can also go and find the byline.
Mallorca trying.
Well, what we have to do right here is just manage the match and make sure that also that Mallorca don't have these opportunities like this where they're able to.
Araujo across a little ankle tap. No more than that. Laren thought it was significantly more and stays down.
He did his part, just forcing the contact and getting a foul. There's a clear foul. Araujo tries to play the ball, but
Clear foul.
Laren is shielding the ball. And this is a great opportunity for Mallorca. A set piece, trying to force a header by Copete, by Raillo, or even Kyle Laren himself, or to wait for a second ball.
Which club does Paredes play nowadays? I'm pretty sure it's Roma.
Again, Alex, how it unfolded.
Yeah, the awareness of Dani Olmo, the awareness of all his surroundings.
That was a great goal from Dani Olmo.
He scans the field before he gets the ball, and he's got a clear picture of where
That's a great
everyone
goal.
else is. And then his ability to create space and to capitalize that space with he's both fit. He's such a player.
Look how he
It's
celebrates.
time for him.
I thought he plays in Saudi. No. He plays in Italy.
Look at those smiles. That's what it meant. Now then, Mallorca, almost the first set-piece opportunity they've had. And can they exploit it? Well, they should have done. Oh my word, what a delivery.
My heart.
Popping up there was the centre-back, Antonio Raillo. And he should have done better, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would have been onside.
Kyle Larin was kind of bothering him. They both were
Oh,
chasing
wow.
the same ball. But these are the kind
Barcelona got away with one right there.
especially if it takes you so much to get a goal.
Mallorca
You're not
almost
gonna get many.
No.
almost equalized.
Officially their first shot of the game. Here's Danny Olmo.
Ansu.
Interesting ball. Which
No.
Yamal and Fati try and conjure into something. Didn't quite work out that way.
Nice, Garcia.
Great challenge from Eric Garcia, wasn't it?
Leave Eric Garcia. Let him play the 90.
Station.
Ansu.
Now Ansu Fati trying to tee it up for Ferran Torres.
Come on. Mallorca is a good team. This is a good practice for Inter and possibly Arsenal. You know what, Venley? I was just thinking about that.
Fought to run onto.
I was thinking about and seeing that. You know what? This is great practice for what is going to be those games, because they're going to play in the exact same manner. Madrid, I don't think so. Madrid, they're going to be more offensive than both Mallorca and Inter.
Coming out of goal and trying to catch
Yeah, there's no point in subbing out Eric. Yeah, there's absolutely no point. Why are you going to let Eric Garcia, Koundé, come on?
The chance for the header, not only for Raillo, but also for Kyle Larin. That was a miscommunication.
Yeah, there was no Barcelona defender in the picture there, was it?
Nope.
Actually, Larin and Rayo kind of were occupying the same space, weren't they?
Oh, Lamine.
The Montjuic, Lamine Yamal turning on the Jets.
Ah.
Olmo, bit heavy perhaps, and Rayo able to clear to safety. Larin and
Good work, guys. Good work.
That has been a smart move by Hansi Flick, playing Araujo today with the mission of man-marking Kyle Larin, because Paco Garcia has been struggling lately against big, strong strikers. And that is also a
well, I mean, these big strikers are like double Paco Garcia's size, you know? Oh, Hector Ford, you're in tons of space right here.
For Ford. He's not shy about pushing into it. Just left Ansu Fati a little short. The ultimate pass.
Okay. Get Eric Garcia the rest as a right back, and he can be expendable.
Playing as a left wing
Expandable.
Or wing back in this case with Hector Ford. He's always going to tend to attack inside, and he's always going to have some difficulties to control the ball with his left foot.
I'm loving these interchange of passes right here.
Fati again, looking in the direction of Ford.
Ah.
Determination of Pedro just to track back, win it back.
Bro, Pedri's insane.
Would have won a free kick had the referee not
And on top of the foul.
advantage.
Foul on Pedri right there.
Believe it or not, Adrian, Pedri is the best ball retriever of La Liga.
Best ball retriever La Liga. Wow.
These kind of players.
Why is just Koundé warming up? Why is he warming up?
Pedri is so smart that he doesn't even need it.
Whoa. Oh, Hector Ford looks like.
Why is Koundé warming up? For what purpose?
Ultimately able to recover. As Barcelona look for the knockout.
I don't get that.
Here, which is surely what a second goal would be. You see Jules Koundé starting to warm up a little. Just a new picture there.
Interesting option by Hansi Flick. Maybe
Is he playing Eric Garcia center back? Sub off Inigo or Araujo?
20 minutes of playing
See,
time,
but that's the thing.
that would count as a
Let Araujo play the 90. If you're going to take off a player,
keeping him active,
take off Inigo, but bring on Christensen, for example.
with some moderation.
Well, he is the man, isn't he?
Let him play
He's
10
played
minutes.
Every La Liga game so far, some part of it at least.
Yeah, the few times that he hasn't been part of the start lineup has been because he went late to the pre-game talk. He got late to that part of his duty, and he was replaced by Héctor Fort.
Wait, why is Ansu Fati all the way like in the right hand side?
Love discipline.
Comes as somewhat of a surprise, Alex, that you say that about a German manager, Hansi Flick.
Oh, really? No, but this is something that this dressing room needed, because they're very young. And last year, one of Xavi's flaws was that he was still too close to the players.
Well, this remarkable season, the first under Hansi Flick, entering very much the business end where all the trophies will be decided. Another big step towards the La Liga title on offer tonight. Copa del Rey on Saturday, the Champions League semi-final to come beginning next week. The Barcelona team, of course, have only won the championship once in the last 5 years after
Rafinha and Fermin.
the 2010s, winning 7.
Is he going to take off Ferran and Dani Olmo? Okay.
They had a 4-point lead, didn't they, a couple of games ago, which they still have now. They haven't let a 4-point lead slip after 30 games in nearly 20 years, Alex. You have to go back to 2006, 2007 for the last time they had a lead and were over.
So Ansu Fati? Okay.
On the final day in that season.
It's been a solid hour from Ansu.
As we are going to see
Ansu Fati and Dani Olmo both off.
Ansu Fati, well, what did you
Very
think
solid
of
hour of him. Very solid.
for an hour of work, Alex?
He looked way better than his last performances with Barcelona, but he's still struggling to get back to his former self. It was a good.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect from Ansu,
being denied a couple
but
of
it was
goals,
much encouraging.
But this is not the Ansu Fati prior to the injuries. And Dani Olmo, as expected, getting rested after his goal.
He's done his part, hasn't he? Came on after an hour against Celta Vigo, comes off after an hour. Clutching the game's only goal at the moment, and Fermin Lopez will get the opportunity to contribute. Rafinha on, he scored twice against Mallorca in that 5-1 win in December. Two of the 30
Gavi makes the switch to Lamine Yamal.
in all competitions. Not to mention 21 assists. Just a phenomenal season as Ferran Torres.
Hey.
Some trickery inside the penalty area and then goes down rather theatrically at the end of it.
No foul.
So now Barcelona, they keep the same 4-2-3-1. Rafinha on the left. Right-hand side still for Lamine Yamal. He will try to attack inside.
Rafinha has gotten enough rest. Oh, Lamine, you're in space.
Now Yamal trying to cut inside rather than taking the direct
Rafinha, he was
shot
rested when Barcelona they first came back from the international break.
wasn't he?
You know, the game is against
Yeah, Copete,
right at the start.
who's becoming today
This game and the
part of
Celta Vigo
Liga,
game
Marco
should
Baresi.
be enough to prepare Barca when they face Inter's defense. As a blueprint, yeah.
Yeah.
But what we have to make sure is that we don't have the high line as exposed as No, the game against Celta.
completing
And obviously, this game, it's
Now Barcelona, they have a totally different setup. They have the energy of Rafinha on the left-hand side, and now Fermin can't play the same role as Dani Olmo. So Fermin will try to make some runs from
Christensen warming up, Paulo Torre warming up.
rather than just trying to link up, which is something that Dani Olmo usually does behind the striker.
Pedri picking up the pieces and trying to instigate.
Oh, nice, Pedri.
Through midfield.
Pedri goes for goal. Ah.
Well, that would have been a bit of everything had that gone in.
We'll try. We'll try.
And the crowd.
Bro, the crowd is chanting Pedri, Pedri.
Serenading him.
Pedri is literally the heart of the Barcelona
You
team.
know, how to spot the different players, the real ones that make the difference. Pedri is playing a superb season. Everyone's talking about Lamine and Rafinha, but Pedri would
Hey,
be
at least
candidate.
Christensen gained a La Liga medal now because he's about to play.
Especially the
Christensen, he's already played at the start of the season.
That is critical
That's
for
the thing.
Barcelona for not getting split up in two different units, in the attacking and the defending unit. The contribution of Pedri off the ball, retrieving those balls, preventing the opposition to get into the final third, that is priceless.
And that is one of the big differences, isn't it, when you look at Real Madrid, talking about there being two different units out there for Los Blancos, and not much connection between the two. As we see Marc Dominic, a young prospect, young 18-year-old striker, is going to be thrown on here.
And again, Daniel, look at this. See how he scans his surroundings, how he knows where everyone else is on the pitch. And you
Brilliant strike from Daniel Olmo. Did he? Was it in preseason? No, it was like at the very start of the season. It was at the very start. Hold on, let me see if I can show up like the specific matches. Fixtures.
You know where everyone else is, and quick thinking and precise execution. Daniel almost got it all.
So in La Liga, was it in this match? Oh, let me see.
Slightly different dimension, doesn't he?
This was Marc Casador. Yeah, Christensen, he played 30 minutes against Valencia. Against Athletic Club as well.
With a cheap giveaway.
Well, it wasn't here.
Trying to make the most of the gifts. Was he clipped? It appears he was.
Was it against Valladolid though? Or was he already injured? But yeah, like he played at the start of the season.
Was struggling earlier with Mateo Morey. Just
He only played like a couple
being
games.
able to stop Ansu Fati. Good luck trying to stop Rafinha.
There we go.
The threat is
Yeah.
bigger now.
Rafinha, what does he have in store here? Is he going to leave it for Fermin Lopez? It is Rafinha who takes.
Ah, frustrating.
Inigo Martinez is beside himself that the corner didn't come his way.
Okay. If we do end up winning the UCL and Copa, I feel bad for Bernal. It won't count to his trophy cabinet.
Leaders
Yeah.
in the shadows for Barcelona. He's the boss of the defense line.
Now suddenly Laren is on the move here.
What the nice Araujo. That's a huge cross. Nice Araujo.
And Araujo was the last man back there for Barcelona, and he needed to be.
Yep. Kyle Laren starting from his own half, so there's no way he was offside. And good timing. Good timing by Ronald Araujo, not committing and forcing Kyle Laren to slow down. Excellent move.
Excellent defending from Araujo there.
Ronald Araujo. This is exactly what he needed to regain confidence.
There's the corner kick.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a towering leap beyond the far post. Nicely flighted in by Darder. I think it was Rayo again in the thick of the action. He was the man who had the free header earlier on in this second half, from which he probably should have done better. This was a tougher header, but he rose to meet it.
Yeah, but classy delivery by Sergi Darder. The jump was outstanding by Raillo, just standing in the air, out-leaping Ronald Araujo and Eric Garcia, but it was
Ooh.
for asking for that to be in between the sticks. Raillo, highly motivated today. He's a former Espanyol man.
Look at that jump from Raillo. Oh, he fell. That's an awkward landing.
Since he left Espanyol in 2016. Just a little reminder there again to Barcelona that they are far from crossing the finishing line just yet. And here come the visitors again with a fresh reminder. Was upended and wins the free kick. Another set piece for Mallorca to work with.
Yeah, another opportunity for Diego Barrasate's team to create some trouble to Barcelona. They should be careful conceding those set pieces to Mallorca, even though this one is pretty far away from goal. But I'm pretty sure that they have something rehearsed. And again, if Sergi Darder is around, be careful.
Not the best delivery.
Commentator's course, of course.
Yeah, never fails.
Commentator's curse.
Have won 6 games on their travels. Half of their victories this year have come away from home. The wins most impressively coming at Betis and at Real Sociedad.
Oh, what a pass from Pedri.
Athletic Bilbao was no mean feat either.
No, Lamine. See, what Barcelona don't want to do is make this end-to-end.
That's nicely done. Good little spell this now, unfolding for the visitors. Is Dominic, the young substitutes, and a good cross. Solid connection from Kyle Larin.
How tall is Ronald Araujo?
First involvement of Domènech, the youngster. Good switch of play by Kyle Larin.
26 years old. 192 centimeters. Oh, okay.
For this good cross. This kid, Marc Domènech, only 18. Barcelona tried to sign him, according to some reports, this summer for the U19 or the B squad. But Mallorca rejected the 300,000 euros offer that Barcelona wanted to pay for him.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Dominic, only 18, has been doing really well for the Mallorca B team. But only had 150 minutes of La Liga action prior to tonight. Still, the advantage is a slender one for Hansi Flick's team.
Oh, guys, what was that for Pedri?
Pedri's showing a bit of everything tonight, isn't he?
Yep.
Literally.
Take on the move.
No, Ferran, you ruined it like that, man.
And that was Barcelona suddenly spurring.
Nah, Pedri's best player by far.
This touch by Pedri. How much quality in the
Look at that touch.
It's not only these kind of isolated technical actions. It's what he brings.
Nah, he's by far the best midfielder in the world, man. By far.
Clearance away. Rafinha will have to get back in the direction of Yamal, but Leo Roman safely gathering. Awkward moment for Matteo Morey.
Mallorca didn't change the shape. They're still defending on a 5-4-1, but they have more offensive players now. They're playing just with Omar Mascarell as a holding midfielder. Then Antonio Sanchez is in now central area. Sergi Dardes on the left. Domènech on the right. But when they're on possession, Domènech will become the second striker. It's more of a 5-3-2 on possession.
Oh, Rafinha, what a pass. Fermin Lopez is into space. Back to Rafinha. Lamine Yamal. Hector 4 on the overlap. Hector 4, can you cross it? Ooh.
Seeing his cross repelled.
Back to Pedri. Will Pedri be the captain soon? I think so. I think Pedri in a year or two, he'll be captain.
Pressing today has been excellent.
Because the team is fresh, man.
Rafinha.
Lamine Yamal puts in the cross. Oh, he's trying to find Lamine. I mean, nice. Pau Victor and Gerard Martin coming on. Okay.
For another Barcelona corner, we're going to see Pau Victor and Gerard Martin on momentarily.
Rafinha's reaction next to the camera.
He knew what a good cross it was, didn't he, from Yamal, and it was just touched away from the late arriving Rafinha.
Miscommunication between Lamine and Fermin.
Cross there from the corner, and now will be the moment for Pau Victor and Gerard Martin. It's in the end of the night for Hector Fort and also for Ferran Torres.
So straight swap in both occasions.
It's been a solid performance from Hector Fort. Solid.
There is Ferran Torres, who was surely expecting to score today, and Gerard Martin, who should be the starting left back against Real Madrid. Pau Victor just hoping to do the same thing that he did in the first leg, scoring against Mallorca.
He did indeed. That game back on December the 3rd.
I'm really excited to see what Pau Victor can do in these minutes.
It's also Cup weekend in England, albeit a slightly different stage. The two semi-finals coming up, and we'll have them both for you right here.
Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa.
Palace against Aston Villa.
Who else?
Get the ball rolling from Wembley, remember,
Man City
Saturday,
versus Nottingham Forest.
And then on Sunday morning, Nottingham Forest against Manchester City. That's an 11 a.m. start time on ESPN+. Both semis at Wembley, as is customary. And the four teams battling for the place in the final in May. Now a little clip over the top. Was Larin onside? Flag has stayed down for now as Mallorca push forward, and then in the end it amounts to very little.
Pedri's been by far the best player in the, on the night.
In England and Spain.
And the kind of competition where there's no tomorrow, which makes it even more enjoyable. Two replacements for Mallorca.
Great subs today, I agree.
Fullback. And I think it's David Lopez at the center.
Oh, Lamine, you're into space.
Now broken through. Lamine Yamal couldn't apply the finish. Well, he almost had too much time. And
no.
Roman out to meet him.
If Lamine Yamal is onside and you're telling me that he wasted that chance from Pedri, he had every single option. He could have went around the keeper. He could have chipped him. He could have went near post. He could have went far post. He could have done anything. Went through the legs.
Strikers were absolutely wonderful when they hit the ball out of instinct. When they had time to think, that was way different. And Lamine Yamal got too cocky because he had too many options.
Look at this.
Storming
Look at this. Literally everything.
Colombian international Mojica.
Let's pray that it doesn't come to bite us in the butt.
Yamal.
Lamine into space.
Engineer another opportunity.
Pedri.
Pedri.
Paul Victor.
Switch the point of attack. That's careless from Kyle Larrett. Gives it straight back.
All right, come on. Kids exhausted, hardly gets any rest nowadays. I agree. That's also true.
Referees wave play on. Rafinha's stayed down in the aftermath and is clutching his face, and now Barcelona will allow him to get some attention, perhaps.
The referee saw it, but he just played advantage.
Ooh, that hurts.
The Slovakian embrace, that one.
Slovakian embrace. Roman is having the game in his life. He is. He should concede 3 or 4, honestly.
Very much a left back by trade. And Valerie also coming on. Valerie Fernandez.
Mallorca, they're also making a lot of substitutions because they're fighting for European spots.
Against Barcelona in the same stadium last year, but playing for Girona. One of those
Tony Lato.
unusual.
Who are Mallorca playing against? They play against Girona. Okay. Look at where Girona are. Oh my God, they're 16th. Girona fighting for the title last season and 16th this season. What a fall from grace. Then they play against Real Valladolid. That's going to be a tough game for them.
Indeed. Colombian international.
Then Real Madrid. Getafe. Okay.
You mentioned Valerie.
It's a good start for them to play in the Conference League, of course.
Relegation scrap, Alex.
They're awful. They're awful.
Having lost again on Monday.
10 games without a win. 8 defeats, 2.
Oh. Gotta be some smart idea to cut out the action.
Alex, the darlings of the league a year ago, weren't they? As Darder takes a tumble here. And it will be another set-piece opportunity for Mallorca. Remember how close they came through Rayo from one of these. And the Barcelona defense learnt their lesson. They work it short, and in the end...
Nice, Chesney. Good work. Who you got winning the Conference League this season and Europa League?
Yep.
The Europa? Okay, hold on. Let me see the teams that are still there.
Chesney had only conceded 6 goals in 11 league games.
I know that in the Europa, it's Man United, Tottenham. Okay, so knockouts. Tottenham versus who? Glimt. Athletic Club versus Man United. Ooh.
My bet is that Ter Stegen will play the last 2-3 games of the season once the title race is over.
I see Tottenham in the final. A Man United Tottenham final, would that be interesting?
If it's over. As Rafinha touches it back. As it stands at the moment.
I see Man United. Actually, I have no idea. Man United are so sketchy. So sketchy.
For a trip that's always an awkward one, isn't it? To Getafe.
Paul Victor.
Barcelona look to put it beyond any doubt.
Ooh.
And Paul Victor almost getting on the score against Mallorca.
So this is how it is. And in the Conference League, pretty sure it's Chelsea, no? Where's the Conference League?
Look how quickly he receives the ball and he turns to get around Copete and unleash this shot.
Has to be Chelsea, no? Oh my God. Real Betis are in here?
They would love the insurance policy of a
Oh my
second
gosh.
goal here at the Montjuic.
For the banter.
De Jong is standing by. It's a teed up again. Oh, and a deflected effort. Oh, could have gone anywhere off a couple of different defenders there, and then the follow-up shot.
I got Betis win it.
It's comfortable enough from distance for.
You know what? The Conference League, I'm going for Real Betis as well. Europa League, I have no idea. I'd say it's a throw between Man U and Athletic.
30 shots for Barcelona. Going to add to that total. And a deflected effort from
Simple as
Lopez that hung in the air agonizingly.
I think Man United can do something.
Roman had to get across.
I think I see Athletic Club slight favorites in that.
With an extra layer of difficulty to this action, he can create a good highlight reel. Leo Roman for his next contract talks after this game.
No. After this game, you know, Roman, you could literally ask for anything at Mallorca. He's been amazing.
Another shot charged down. And then an effort on the turn.
He's been amazing.
Eric Garcia.
Please tell me that Pedri's coming off.
De Jong is coming on for.
These are the substitution for Mallorca. Jan Salas and Abdon Prats are going to enter the pitch. Straight swap. It's Abdon for Kyle Larin.
Snatch Nico, beat Bilbao in the UEFA Super Cup. It's a win-win for Nico.
Youth team products. Going to replace Mascarell.
And of course, Lamine Yamal. That's an interesting.
Lamine Yamal, okay.
Hansi Flick. This was the last chance.
Oh my God, that pass from
As
Pedri.
you pointed out, Adrian, it's as simple as that. He had too much time to think on the ball. He wanted to create something nice. He wanted to go viral. He couldn't make it.
He had everything. Lamine had it. He had the opportunity.
Had a rare outing to forget, didn't he? On Saturday against Celta Vigo. Just comes on to stretch his legs for a few minutes.
That will move Rafinha to the right, and Fermin will play as a false left winger for Barcelona.
Bro, he shot it at his leg. I know. Out of all the options that he chose, he just shot it straight to the keeper. Straight to the keeper, man. Okay. Oh my God, just
Sails out untouched.
sends it. Because look at that, look at that. He could literally chip it. He could chip it. He could go around to the keeper to the left, go to the right, go near post, go far post, go between the legs. Shot straight at his leg.
Despite well over
All
40
right.
shots on the night, have just
Quick one.
45
Quick one,
seconds
too.
into the second half.
Ah,
The difference maker.
yeah.
Still
He had so many
has
options.
hope here.
Nice, Eric. Ah, goes a little bit too far.
Eric Garcia running out of room. Well, we have Gemma Soler with us in the stadium. Alex, if we'd had Sid Lowe, he would have been telling us all about Leo Roman, the goalkeeper, wouldn't he? Because he was
Oh, he played for Oviedo.
on loan with Oviedo last year and was a big part of that team that made the playoffs, the playoff final, in fact, in the Spanish second division.
They lost to Espanyol.
Yep. Now, chance.
Watch the cross, watch the cross.
Dominic. Here's long cross. As Tony Lato trying to pick up the pieces, but Rafinha holding it off. Going to be a corner. Shake of the head from Rafinha. Right decision, wasn't it?
was the right position indeed.
Come on, defend this corner.
So they're holding their breath a little here at Montjuic as the corner comes in. Still up for grabs, bouncing ball.
No
Awkward.
foul.
Martin able to get the all-important touch, and now Rafinha on the rampage with.
Yeah, Fermin. Oh, take it yourself. Ah.
Another shot blocked by retreating Mallorca.
There we go. Good stuff.
We said that tonight.
Crazy to see how good he is, and he can't shoot at all. Can't wait to see his prime. His prime would be insane. You're thinking of a Neymar. You'd literally become a Neymar. Despite it's a 1-0, I felt relaxed. It's been a very entertaining match.
And to go down to the ground, that cannot be a penalty.
It's been a very entertaining match, you know. Barcelona opportunities to make it 3-4.
Another big question: how much stoppage time will Ortiz Arias and his crew?
Bad pass from Olímpic.
A harem scarum pass there from Martin.
No, that was Padre.
Eric Garcia with the thumbs up. Hansi Flick is oh so close to another 3 points.
Talk about another play with a trash shot selection.
24 of the season is only 4 minutes of stoppage time away. Their last league defeat back on December the 21st. Over 4 months ago now. It's Atletico Madrid.
They lost to Dortmund.
Great pass, Fermin.
That doesn't count. They don't care.
The way Fermin runs, he looks like Dash from The Incredibles.
Especially here at the,
That's not a bad show, you know.
after losing that
Martin.
in a very unfair fashion, because Barcelona was the best side, but Atleti just hit at the counter-attack.
One last meaningful chance perhaps for the visitors. Well, even that won't unfold as Lato was denied by Rafinha.
Eric Garcia has been amazing. Eric Garcia has been amazing in that right back position, honestly.
Smart, Pedri. Pedri was opening his arms and telling his teammates to slow down. They just need to let the clock go by. Let the clock run.
Doesn't come too naturally to this Barcelona team.
Fermin, no.
Fermin Lopez. No room at the near post. Yet another save.
Another save. Nah, Martin, what are you doing? I'm more than happy to see him rotate with Koundé more often. Yeah.
This team doesn't know, and it's
Eric Garcia, I'm looking at him starting against
to defend on the ball. They don't know how to play at
Valladolid. I'd be perfectly happy. Have Koundé play those big 4 matches, the 2 Clásicos and the games against Inter. But other than that, you know, have Eric Garcia play the other games. Curious to see how he look on the left though. That'd be a little bit more tricky. Where was this Flick could have played Eric Garcia against mid-table's team? Yeah. I'd say for some players, like Hansi Flick has underutilized them. Eric Garcia should have been much more involved. Hector Ford much more involved. Pau Victor much more involved. Paulo Torre much more involved.
90
you know.
seconds away from all the pressure being heaped back on Real Madrid. That will be some contest to watch tomorrow as they go to a place that has troubled them before. Near neighbours Getafe.
Visiting Getafe is paying a visit to the dentist in La Liga. Especially if you're going
Paying a vintage to the dentist.
You know that it's going to be nice.
And again, you can see that game as well on ESPN2 tomorrow. Just a reminder about the Copa del Rey again.
In NBA terms, Ferran and Eric Garcia make for a great
final that is a Clásico.
6 month. Yeah.
Saturday, 3 o'clock start time, Eastern time, right here on ESPN+. Hope you'll be able to join us. One last chance for the visitors. They had moments, didn't they, Mallorca? But in the end, Hansi Flick's team should have run out winners by a more comfortable margin, Alex.
Absolutely. They played quite a good game considering the circumstances, considering the final of La Copa del Rey around the corner, the heavy rotation today of the squad, the chances they
Look at Gavi. Look how he celebrates that.
Finding the way of beating Leo Roman, but Hansi Flick can be proud and satisfied with today's performance.
And there we go, guys. There we go. Absolutely vital 3 points. A much improved performance from Barcelona than we have been seeing in the past couple of weeks. And the performance that takes us 7 points clear at the top. Real Madrid having a game in hand. Real Madrid going to be going to play against Getafe tomorrow, away from home. That's going to be a tough game. Pedri, man of the match. Best player on the pitch by far. Absolutely unplayable, man. Pedri just showing levels. World class. Dani Olmo getting the goal. And Mallorca having a fantastic test. Guys, unfortunately, I won't be able to live stream the match reaction right after. I will be able to post a video later on tonight in which I talk about the match, just give some details. But unfortunately, there will be no live match reaction. Apologies for that. I have to go do something. But guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy the watch along. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.